Hello legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast, episode 415, if I remember correctly. This is beautiful Tuesday afternoon in Donegal town in Ireland. We had mixed wet and dry weather. It's a bit of sun spells and, really patchy rain spells that are coming and going. So the ground is constantly moist, but in general the weather is beautiful. It's a lovely day, and that makes me feel a bit pissed because due to the workload that I have today, I wasn't able to do my daily walk with my wife. She went alone and I had to work, so I need to fit somewhere still today some outing, I would say, or outdoorsy activity. Not sure yet what I can do because the day is very short. I might be able to get out before the sunset maybe, and I don't know where because I don't want to drive too far for the obvious reasons, there's not much time before the sunset. So if I waste most of it driving, then I won't have much time left to spend in the location that I will be driving to. But again, it won't be anything extensive. I want to just mentally relax and maybe take a short walk in nature. Probably I'll go to EOY forest and just use the river noise to calm myself down. But in general, the day started very early, to be honest. This is the second day in a row that I naturally, without any alarm, woke up very early, around 6 a.m. So I did a lot of stuff again in the morning, which is quite motivating, to be honest, because I got used to waking up quite late to the day. It's not like I'm not staying, until noon or anything like that. I usually wake up just before 9 or something like that, just to get the things going and drop Julian to school, etc., and start working. But yesterday and today, I woke up around 5:30, I think, but actually got out of bed at 6. And today I woke up even earlier, and again, it's without alarm. So just by making myself to go to sleep at fairly normal hours, so let's say mostly before 11 or 11:30 p.m., my body naturally started waking up earlier, and I feel relaxed and properly recovered after that sleep. Although I still have that, little devil on my shoulder saying, "Oh, I'll go back to sleep." And I know that if I will go to sleep, like for another hour or half an hour or 2 hours, it will be a disaster because the whole day will be, I will be dragging like a hangover. So I'm glad that I didn't go back to sleep. I did a lot of stuff, and on top of that, because we are going to Morocco next week, well, this week actually, because it will be on Sunday. So the next week there was a planned parent-teacher meeting for Julian's class. So it's just a regular check between parents and teacher to just give an update how the child is doing, what might be areas where to focus on, where to improve, where it's kind of exceeding expectations, etc. And we were kind of expecting that there's nothing to worry about, but it only confirmed it. We actually did the parent-teacher meeting today before school, because I met the Julian's teacher yesterday and told him that we will be away, so if I should book another day or go to the principal or secretary and change the date, and he was like, no, that's fine, whatever suits you we can arrange. And I said, so listen, I'm available. And the teacher said that if I'm okay with today's morning, and I'm like, sure, why not, we'll have it crossed and will no bother anymore. So yeah, we agreed 10 to 9. We were a little bit late because of the traffic, but we had a nice chat. He has a great approach to teaching children, not forcing them to do anything, just kind of, a proper development. If the kid doesn't have any troubles and enjoys school, he doesn't push anyone to do more just for the sake of more. If the kids are interested, then they will be obviously given attention. And I just dropped all the bloody change or money that I had in my pocket behind the car seat. So lovely development. So yeah, that was it for today, really, for now, because that's the first segment. Obviously I will be recording a second one shortly when I pick Julian from school, get him the lunch, and we'll see what else is on the plate for today. Tomorrow is a stormy day. We go early morning to Dublin with Julian. Not sure about Elizabeth, but we'll see. I'll give you more details shortly. Just wait a couple of seconds. And welcome back, guys. A bit of a fail here, I would say, because I wasn't able to get out as expected before sunset. So maybe not a fail per se, but I kind of feel a little bit down because I wasn't able to do a proper walk today, nor any run, or really get outside, except for just running forth and back to pick the farm eggs from the shack that I wrote about before. So it's really probably about 500 meters total, maybe 600 meters, I don't know. So about half a mile max. And on top of that, I got out of the house and started running towards walking towards the shack and get the eggs. I realized that I left a pot on the stove, and it was on gas mark 4, so quite strong one. So I needed to speed up, run, pick the eggs, and get back to make sure that it not only doesn't boil too much, because it was basically coffee. So sometimes I leave coffee, and we don't have microwave. We used to have microwave in the previous place, but we don't have it here by default, and we decided to not buy it. I know it might sound weird, because which household doesn't have microwave these days, but yeah, we don't need it. Of course, there are situations where you would like to heat up something or reheat, but these are sporadic situations, and it doesn't justify us not really spending the money on microwaves because they are not very expensive, but it's just clunky and bulky, and it takes a lot of space. And we like the fact that we don't have too much stuff like we used to have in the other place, so we want to keep it that way and eliminate as much as we can of unnecessary stuff. And if I'm about to use microwave once or twice a week, or maybe, I don't know, 3 times a week, it doesn't justify in my head buying it. So we decided to not buy it, even though there was a nicely priced microwave, German production in Lidl just couple, I think 2 weeks ago, and I was about to maybe buy it, but then we decided that there's no point. Even my wife said that she thought about it, and eventually she decided that we don't need it, and I'm all for it. So the less, the better. And so we don't have microwave. So whenever I do coffee in a pot, and there's like half a liter left or something after the morning coffee, then I just pour it over to a small pot, and usually I do some more coffee along the day, and there's always something left. So I have that kind of habit of collecting those, I would say, 2 servings of, so it's about a liter sometimes of coffee. Still great coffee, because we always grind the beans fresh and brew the coffee from the freshly ground beans. So it's a good coffee. So it would be just a shame to waste it and pour it to the sink or whatever. And I know that during the day I like to drink some coffee, and I like it warm or hot, and because there is no microwave, I pour it to the pot, and then I just put it on the stove and heat it up. It takes literally a couple of minutes, so not a big deal. But not if you leave it on gas mark 4 and leave the house, probably. So I was hoping to not boil it and overboil it, basically that will evaporate and will leave just a dark layer of coffee mud at the bottom of the pan, and I will have to scrub it or something like that. But fortunately, it was okay. It was already simmering, but not that bad. I was mixing that anyway with some butter and the egg and some honey, as well as creatine. That's my usual combination, and I really like it. So yeah, so that was it. I didn't go anywhere. It's 7 p.m. So I decided to record this short second segment and the last segment. I want to wrap up, stitch it together, write the blog post, and go to sleep early, because tomorrow we need to wake up really, really early. Tomorrow is one of those stormy days that I call them. For those of you that are new to the project, to the blog and the podcast, stormy days are those that I know that will be very hard to facilitate writing and podcasting during the day and to publish all these things. And the whole aim of this journal project with the blog and the podcast is to not miss a day and do every single day a blog post and a podcast episode. So it's very important to make it before midnight. And stormy days are the ones that have the risk of me not completing that. So tomorrow will be one of them, the day after tomorrow another one, and the day after another one. So we have 3 in a row. Then we have Saturday, which will likely be also the 4th stormy day. And then we have Sunday, which is the day we fly to Morocco. Very, very early morning. And that will be another one, plus 10 more stormy days in Morocco, because I don't know how much time and availability of the internet I will have there. I've heard that Wi-Fi's are not the best in the hotels or accommodations, so it's better to buy a SIM card from Maroc Telecom, so the local provider, because if I use ours, it would be extremely expensive to use outside of European Union. So yes, we are going to buy SIM cards with Maroc Telecom data plan on it and use it there, which required, by the way, our phones to be unlocked. My wife's phone is not unlocked yet, but I tested the other 3 that I was having lying down, and they are already unlocked successfully. So we have backup plan for this one. I only booked the hotel for the night before the flight in Dublin, so we don't know yet where we'll be sleeping, and not exactly sure how our trip will go. It's another thing that you probably can't believe, but because probably most people plan for the trips like that way ahead. But I guess it's our style. Very often we just go with the flow, and recently, when we went to Portugal, we were booking along the way. Yeah, we were actually in Portugal, and we were booking the next, I would say, ahead, maybe 2-3 days ahead, another accommodation for 1 or 2 nights. So it was crazy, but it was scary at first, but it wasn't that bad. But this time we are going outside of the European Union, so it's slightly different. Although Morocco is the closest, probably, in terms of the culture to the European standards, because of the French influence and just Morocco being touristic region, it is still Africa. It's still Morocco. It's still a Muslim country that has different traditions, different culture as well, and different infrastructure, different amenities. So we will have to adjust, and I want to make sure that, we at least know roughly where to go. So I will be reporting on that once the story develops. So stay tuned. Make sure that you follow us on YouTube and read the blog, because sometimes the things that I don't say in the video are in the blog write-up, and vice versa. So it's better to consume this via the blog, www.bluntforcehealing.com, because every post has this video episode embedded in between the text, so you won't miss the video. You actually can watch the video and read the rest, so you have like the comprehensive picture of what is happening, and you can consume it there. So that's the centralized spot for everything I do. Julian is sitting there consuming some chocolate, I guess. Yeah, look at him. Yeah, I guess he's resting. So this is another thing. We were in that emergency kind of trip to Poland in September/October. And now we're going to Morocco, so he has a lot of days free of school recently. And on top of that, the Halloween period was the local midterm break in school, the proper midterm break. So he had a week off. I think he's less days at school than he is at home, I guess. We need to fix it. But for now, yeah. All of these days from tomorrow up until Sunday are very busy, and on Sunday we'll be in Morocco. So for now, that's it. Have a great rest of the day, afternoon or evening, wherever you are. As always, I appreciate your time spending here and listening to my boring stuff, and see you tomorrow.